Hi, I'm Kelly with Xtracycles.ca. I'm here with the Xtracycle Edgerunner. It's an electric cargo bike powered by the Bosch CX drive. For detailed specs, for an in-depth video review, including a ride test, current pricing, or to order online, head over to our website at Xtracycles.ca. This is just a quick overview of the bike, but all the details are on our website and that in-depth video review. You can also find our contact information there, so if you want to come and try it out for yourself or have any questions, all that's available on our website at Xtracycles.ca. So this is available in two colors, the blue you can see here and also black. And there are two frame styles. This is the eSwoop, which I love. It's got a really low crossbar here. You can also get it with the eClassic, which has a higher crossbar. I love the lower crossbar, however, because it makes it really easy to get on. And that's important because if you want to, ahead of time, load up all of your cargo or 2 or 3 kids on the back there, and then you have to swing your leg over, you may end up hitting your cargo off or kicking your kids in the head. That's not a good thing. So with this eSwoop here, you can just step right over. Really easy to get on and off. So in addition to the two different frame styles, the eSwoop and the eClassic, we also have 3 sizes. Now interestingly, with the different sizes, the frame doesn't actually change. They just use a different length seat post, and they use a different length on the stem. And you can see actually we've got lots of adjustability with the stem here. We've got a lot of spacers, and we could bring that down or bring that up as well. We've got the option of dual batteries. You can see right now I've got dual 500 watt hours, but you could do a single 400 or 2 400s or 400 and 500, whatever combination you want. And in fact, that's one of the great things about the Edgerunner is there's tons of accessories that are available. So what I love about this bike is it is using a strong steel frame. We've actually got a through axle on the front here, which is unusual in a cargo bike, and that really helps the bike to handle a really heavy load. You can see we've got the load rating here. We've got a 400-pound maximum, so it's you can really handle a lot on there. Steel also tends to be a bit smoother of a ride than aluminum. And with the 26-inch wheel on the front here, it really smooths out the ride and spans gaps and cracks in the road. On the back here, we've got a 20-inch wheel, and that helps reduce the loading height here. So if you put in cargo or kids on the back, that's nice and low for them to get on and off. Of course, we've got hydraulic disc brakes, super important on a cargo bike, 180mm rotors up front. I really get very concerned when I see cargo bikes with mechanical brakes because you've got a really heavy load. You need to be able to stop the bike reliably. Speaking of safety, we do have reflective sidewall striping on the tires. We've got a built-in light, and it's got a side cutout again to keep you safe. We have a 10-speed Shimano Dior cassette on the back here, hiding behind this cargo bag. There we go. And that's going to help you make it up the hills. And speaking of hills, we have the Bosch Performance Line CX. That's Bosch's top-end drive unit that gives you tons of torque. When you combine the fact that it's a mid-drive that's turning the chain with the cassette, that means when you change to an easier gear, it's also making it easier for the motor, and you can really climb up any hill. It's also really comfortable for the rider. We've got these ergonomic grips. We've got a nice swept back handlebars here. A long-tail cargo bike like this is really easy to get used to. It actually just rides like a regular bike. It's not too long, but it's got tons of cargo space on the back here. We can put up to 3 small kids on the back. Lots of cargo as well. So speaking of kids, if you want to keep them safe, we've got lots of accessories. The loading deck here, this plastic loading deck, of course, comes with the bike. And we also get the wheel skirt here included with the bike as well to keep their feet from colliding with the wheel and the spokes. Lots of other options available. So we've got these footrests here that extend the whole length of the back loading platform, come out nice and wide. I don't have them installed in this bike, but we can get some hoopties, which are double bars as well that go on the top here to keep kids in. We've got this awesome kickstand, the Kickback 3. It's another option. You could, of course, just put a regular kickstand on there if you want, but this Kickback 3, look how wide it is. That makes it super stable. You can get the kids clambering on there. Then because you've got this low step, just step right through. And this is the really cool part. To release the kickstand, you just pull the bike forward, and look at that, it releases just like that. That's really handy because there's nothing worse than trying to get the kickstand off and not have the kids fall off or your cargo fall off, and it's just a brilliant solution. Other accessories include this full-length or half-length seat cushion. I mentioned the footrest, the hoopties. Awesome, massive cargo cargo bag you can put on either side. This is a high-vis lid that goes on top of it here, and you can see we got just tons and tons of room in there, and that's still usable even when you've got passengers. Speaking of cargo space, I love the quarter rack at the front here. It's attached to the head tube, so it doesn't turn when you steer, which is great because it helps the bike to be more stable. You're not having the load impact on your steering. In addition to that rack, you can get this massive bag. You can put so much in there. I put my laptop in there and a bunch of other stuff. Brilliant, especially if you've got a load on the back. You can even get a sling bag that you can find out the details on our website. That allows you to put really big and long things in as well. So lots of cool options. I probably forgot to mention, you can even get this little kind of bag here that clips on. You can put your lock in there, wallet, keys, that sort of thing. They've just really thought it out well. We've got fenders with these really big mud flaps on them. Lots of cool options available. Okay, so I told you all the things I love about it. What don't I love? It came with a spring that connects the fork to the frame, and I rode it with that for a while, and it drove me crazy because it felt like the bike was wandering. And I thought, what is wrong with this? So I took the spring off, and after that, tracks beautifully. It rides really, really well. I love having the dual batteries. I'm not so keen on the placement. This battery here, a little bit difficult to get off if you're charging it off the bike. Fortunately, you can charge it on the bike. You just open up the flap here and you can leave the batteries on if you wish. My other complaint, I mean, I love having dual batteries. It's fantastic. But my other complaint about them would be that they're keyed separately, so that you have a separate key for each battery. So label the keys, you know, top and bottom, and that way it won't take you long to figure them out. And speaking of keys, you know, if you put the cargo bag on here and then you're trying to get at that key, it's not as easy. It's finicky. I mean, it's doable. I've done it lots now, and I know the little tricks on getting them in there, but you know, it's a little bit finicky at first. Personally, I just leave the batteries on now and charge the batteries on the bike. Other than that, you know, that's a minor complaint. Other than that, it's a fantastic bike. Rides really well. Check out the website, Xtracycles.ca, for my complete ride test and in-depth video review. My only other complaint, and this generally won't apply to anybody, but if you buy this bike unassembled, it's a lot of work. It really does come unassembled. We spent a lot of time putting the bike together, so just keep that in mind. It's definitely worth having a bike shop like ourselves put it together for you. All the details are on our website at Xtracycles.ca.